Good evening. My name is Cameron Gooseby, and today I'll be talking about, finally, after about 9 months, my Chicago Bears predictions for the 2021 season. Today is game 1, and this will be a very tough challenge as they will be taking on the LA Rams, which is the best defense in the National Football League, and I expect this to be a very tough matchup for the Bears. Because, honestly, the signing of Andy Dalton, in my opinion, wasn't even the smartest decision. Now, sure, we drafted Justin Fields, quarterback from Ohio State, but still, we have Andy Dalton, and he's starting, and this is what Matt Nagy said. Matt Nagy says that Andy Dalton will be starting no matter what over Justin Fields, and we would just have to live with it. But honestly, I don't know if I'm even confident in going into this game with Andy Dalton. Now, he has shown that he's made some good throws in the preseason, but still, this is Andy Dalton we're talking about. Someone who hasn't been great in the past 8 years. Someone who hasn't won a playoff game in his entire career. And if the Bears are expecting to make a Super Bowl run, then I don't know what they're doing, because Andy Dalton clearly isn't a Super Bowl quarterback. He isn't a playoff winning quarterback. And yet, it seems that Matt Nagy knows something that Bears fans like myself does not know. But I'm going to be really calm about this because I'm willing to give Andy Dalton the chance. And the reason why I'm going to give him the chance is because this is going to be just his first game. And we never know what's going to happen. But I am nervous because not to mention, we have Andy Dalton as our quarterback, but opposingly, we are going up against the best defensive lineman in the NFL, which is Aaron Donald. And Aaron Donald is someone who can single-handedly disrupt an offense's momentum. And just like that, the Rams will win the game just off of that. You saw what he did to Nick Foles last year, and honestly, I don't know what else to even say about that situation last year. The fact that the Bears still have Nick Foles in their roster, which the Bears is paying him $20 million, it boggles my mind. The fact that we're paying Andy Dalton $10 million plus $3 million in incentives, it boggles my mind. Yet we drafted Justin Fields, who shows that he is the best quarterback out of all three. So why are we not starting Justin Fields? I mean, understandably so. This is the best defense in the National Football League, and you wouldn't want to put your rookie quarterback against that. I get that, but Justin Fields is the best quarterback on the team, hands down. There's no comparison to Justin Fields on this team. Now, we did get some ratherly offensive talent. As far as our wide receiver core, we still have Allen Robinson, which we still managed to keep him on that franchise tag. We still have Darnell Mooney. Marquise Goodwin came to the Bears. We have Damiere Byrd. We have everybody. But almost every fast guy. But the fact of the matter is, will this be enough to go up against a cornerback like Jalen Ramsey? Because Jalen Ramsey, he shadowed the receivers of the Bears last year on Monday Night Football, and it wasn't a good showing. The Bears were defeated 24-10 by the Rams, and honestly, this isn't going to be, I don't know if this is going to be a good game or not. And then, not to mention, we have Matt Nagy, who is, I don't even want to say it, but he is borderline just atrocious when it comes to play calling, because never in my life have I ever heard of a tight end jet sweep, which he attempted last year. Never in my life have I ever heard of a running back running the ball on a 3rd and goal from the 9-yard line. And that's something that Matt Nagy would do. So why are we giving Matt Nagy a chance to be play calling again when Bill Lazor was providing really good offense last year, very good offensive play calling last year for the Bears in the latter half of the season? There are a lot of questions coming for the Bears in this game, and we will see what happens tonight. But now, covering the Rams, they now have a new quarterback. They replaced Jared Goff with Matthew Stafford, former Detroit Lion. And with Matthew Stafford, one of the best I believe he is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Not saying he's top 10, but I think he is around the top 15. Matthew Stafford, he is someone who is very smart, very calculated, takes very calculated risk, and he knows how to throw the ball down the field. The Bears have shown that they had trouble in containing Matthew Stafford in the past. The last game, they played against Matthew Stafford, and he threw for over 400 yards, and he came back and won the game against the Bears, and that was last year. But the fact of the matter is, now this year, now he has more of a wide receiving core. Now he has Cooper Kupp as one of his wide receivers. He has Robert Woods as another one of his wide receivers. Cam Akers, although he's injured, they now have Sony Michel as a running back, and their offensive line is solid. So now I'm looking at the Bears as going in as outmatched against the LA Rams, and that is a big problem. And I'm not trying to be biased this year. I do want the Bears to win. Yes. I mean, me as a Bears fan, I do want the Bears to win, but I do not want to be biased, because that's simply not being a good sports analyst if you're being biased. That's just not it. But the fact of the matter is, with the Bears facing a lot of question on their offense and their defense, not to mention with their defense, they looked like they were on a decline last year. Akeem Hicks wasn't playing very good last season. Khalil Mack was still getting double and triple teamed by linemen. Robert Quinn, in my opinion, is not even living up to his $70 million contract. I feel as though the Bears defense, I feel like they are starting to decline. And I don't know if this declining defense can keep us in a game against that Rams offense. It's going to be a very difficult game. And honestly, my keys for the Bears to winning this game, honestly, sorry for pausing there, but for advice, I'm just going to say this. Matt Nagy, run the damn football. I mean, it's not that hard. Matt Nagy, when they were running the football last year, literally the Bears were starting to look like a functioning offense when David Montgomery was running the ball last year. Secondly, and most importantly, the offensive line has to protect Andy Dalton, Justin Fields, or Nick Foles. There's even rumors that Justin Fields might even take over if Dalton struggles. But the fact of the matter is this, that this offensive line, Jason Peters, Cody Whitehair, Sam Mustipher, Jermaine Fetty, and James Daniels, these guys, they really have to go on ahead and make sure that they protect whatever quarterback is back there at all costs. They need to make sure that they protect the ball. They need to make sure that they protect the quarterback, and they need to make sure that they block for their running backs. Tariq Cohen is going to be coming back this season. I understand that Tariq Cohen was out last year, but still, literally all of our weapons will be back this year. And at all costs, the offensive line, they have to go ahead and do their jobs if the Bears want to even have a chance of winning this game. If you have to double team Aaron Donald, please do so. Because literally, Aaron Donald, like I said before, single-handedly disrupted the offense last year. And then third and most importantly, the quarterbacks, whoever it is, they cannot make any dumb mistakes. Do not turn the ball over. If you see that pressure is coming at you, then throw the ball away. That's the way how football works. If you find yourself in a sticky situation, you got to get yourself out of it. And the Bears need to learn how to get themselves out of sticky situations, because that's not what happened for the past 2 years. And it honestly pisses me off, honestly. But with that being said, in a non-biased take, the Bears will start off 0-1. I honestly do not think that they're going to be able to stop the Rams offense with this declining defense. And then also, I do not think that our offensive line can even contain someone like Aaron Donald, even with somebody like Andy Dalton in our backfield. So it doesn't make any sense. The fact of the matter is this. Everyone will have to do their jobs cohesively, and everyone will have to stick together if they want to go ahead and beat the LA Rams. But in a losing effort, I think the Bears will lose in a close game against the LA Rams, and I say that they will lose by a score of 24-17. And with that being said, if you like this video, I would like for you guys to go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And I will see you guys later. With running the football, what I meant to say was this. Matt Nagy, run the damn football, please. With running the football, what does it do? It opens up the play action. And with opening up the play action, that makes our wide receivers be open down the field. So what I want to see is equal play calling. I do not feel like seeing whoever is the quarterback throwing the ball 50 times and we're only running the ball 10 times. That doesn't make sense. That's not winning football. You saw what happened with the Pittsburgh Steelers last year. The Pittsburgh Steelers, but you know what? Watch this. Ben Roethlisberger threw the ball 54 times last year in the playoffs, and look where it led him. Literally, when you throw a ball 50 times and you only run the ball 10 times, you're going to be very predictable in your play calling, and guess what? You're going to suck that day. So honestly, Matt Nagy needs to run the football, and the offensive line has to clear some space for people like David Montgomery, Damian Williams, Tariq Cohen. Everyone will have to go ahead and contribute to their part, and that's the reason why I am very concerned for this offense for the Chicago Bears today. I also have one more thing to say, and this is addressing the cornerback core for the Chicago Bears. I understand that Kyle Fuller is gone now, but Jalen Johnson needs to step up. Desmond Trufant got cut for some reason by Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy, but then also whoever is our starting cornerback, whether that's Duke Shelley, whether that's Kendall Vildor, whoever it is, they need to step up if the Bears want to have a chance to win this game. Literally, this cornerback group right now, they are destined to going ahead and getting destroyed by other quarterbacks. We cannot have a single weakness on this team. If the Bears want to go on ahead and contend for a Super Bowl, Ryan Pace needs to go on ahead and get himself a cornerback. Hell, I don't know, you might as well go on ahead and get somebody like, I don't know, Richard Sherman. You never know.